For this series for your hands, you're gonna need a rubber band. I like the kind that come around asparagus. Broccoli ones also work, a little thicker, but whatever you have on hand is good. If you have skinnier ones, maybe try using 2. So we're gonna get started. First of all, just rub your hands together. Try to let your fingers fall in between each other so you start to get a lot of stimulation in between where the fingers meet. Or the back of your hands as well. And then we're just gonna shake the hands out. Take a rest, take a breath. Squeeze your hands tightly and then stretch them out a few times. And then crush them together. Switch which hand's on top. And then make some circles with your fists. Switch grips. And if you can remember which direction you were doing, try to switch directions. Okay. So now we'll start with taking the rubber band around all the fingers and just a few times stretch them out away from each other. I want you to notice if one finger tends to bend. For example, you can see that my index finger wants to bend. I'm going to try to actively straighten it. Just notice what's different in how your hands react. Now we're going to go from the back. I'm going to link the rubber band around the thumb and then back to the pinky. So it's pulling your hands back and stretching your palm. A few times, just take your thumb and your pinky towards each other and away. Now we'll do the same thing with the thumb and the ring finger. From here, put it around your wrist, cross it over one time, and put it around your middle finger. Let's just take the middle finger forward and back. Move to the index, same thing. And then thumb itself. See how the thumb has a few different options on how it bends? Let's try to isolate that. So we're just gonna put our finger at the base of the thumb and see if you can bend the thumb from the knuckle joint itself, as opposed to the place where it meets the wrist. All right, take the band off, shake your hand out, just place it down and take a breath. Notice how different your hand feels. We'll do the other side. So starting with the band around all the fingers, pressing out. Don't be surprised if your dominant hand is substantially different than your non-dominant hand. We do a lot of work with the hand that we express ourselves with, and the other one we tend to lean on. So the way in which your fingers work is going to be entirely different. From here, let's take the thumb and the baby finger linking behind the hand and see about just bringing them together and apart a few times. Notice if anything is crunchy or odd. And you can try to hold different joints to see if you can facilitate the movement or at least clarify it for your brain. Like, what are we doing in here? There's so many different joints available for movement in the hand, and we tend to use the ones that we have the most access to at the detriment of the rest of them. From the ring finger, we loop over the wrist, cross it one time, bring it to the middle finger, back and forth. And you can see on my non-dominant hand, the fingers really want to follow their friends. So I'm actually going to hold those fingers back. Just try to isolate movement. What's fun is because the nerves for the hands are located so close to the nerves for the feet and the face and the brain, if you do hand exercises, you might actually find that you have more dexterity or more awareness in your feet afterwards. Going to the thumb, and I'm going to just hold this joint back and see if I can isolate movement above that. Now, if you have a really hard time doing this movement without bending here, you may wind up with pain right in here. A good reason to isolate joint movement. All right, coming off of that, let's just take all the fingers together and spread them apart, give them a little pressure. And do that same motion and slowly rotate it in. See if you can press your elbows out as you do that and lengthen your neck. Maybe give it an exhale. And then go all the way back out. Shake it out one last time. And that's it.